Hey, hey,
Andre, how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
how's it going?
Great, great, great. Well, to everyone, welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Nursify. We certainly hope that everyone is having a great start to their new year. We're going live with my former teammate, my former roommate, my brother
Yeah.
Andre McNeil. He's joining us today, and Andre, I got a whole laundry list of questions to tee up for you.
Okay.
Before we jump into it, though, just a quick shout out. Thank you very much, Andre, and representing Sweat Fitness. I'm going to have you share a little bit about that here in a bit.
Okay.
For those of you that are not aware, Nursify, we are on demand a gig economy agency for nurses and nursing students. Please check us out on the app. Check us out to look for assignments. And Andre, part of the reason why we wanted to invite you to Wellness Wednesday is because we like to talk to our nurses about having a healthy life, a good stability, right, on that. And we certainly want to support the nurses in our network across the board and friends and family members of everyone, in our network. So thank you very much for joining us, man. And I can't wait to ask you a bunch of questions, man. And first, well, I'm going to have you kind of, introduce yourself, man, and introduce a little bit about Sweat, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. Sweat Fitness LLC. I started probably around 2009 as far as the LLC. I've been training clients since 2003, even before that. Do one-on-ones, group training, athletes. We do virtual training. And then we also sell supplements. Launched my own energy slash recovery drink back 2021. Try to load it with some things that I love. And yeah, man, just passionate about fitness. When I left Walford, started a work life, and there was just still something missing. And this fitness is just something I'm passionate about, wellness. So that was the missing piece. So jumped into that, and here we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for that, Andre. And also, I should, so how I know Andre. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Benjamin Foss. I'm a president, CEO, founder of Nursify. Andre and I were teammates at Wofford College, and we played football together. And again, roomed together for a little while. And man, Andre, I've been tracking your journey along the way. Man, we used to be workout partners, but I would push up too much weight, Andre. You couldn't really you couldn't stick with me, man. You know what I mean? Then I don't, then you had to go on and take it to a whole nother level, man. But Andre, man, I got a bunch of questions. So, our nurses, oftentimes they are working shifts, 12-hour shifts. They're on their feet all the time. They're exhausted when when they're coming out. But they certainly want to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And oftentimes, as you very well know, going into a new year, people are making resolutions, to get healthy, to stay healthy, right? And so, really, my first question for you is, from your perspective, what's the number one recommendation you give to your clients to sustain a commitment to their health and fitness in 2024?
Yeah. So number one thing is just staying active. I know, like you said, nurses, they're working 12-hour days, but I tell my clients, as long as you can get at least 20 to 30 minutes of something 3 times a week, that's going to help you out. So it doesn't matter if it's walking on a treadmill. It doesn't matter if it's any kind of light workout. It can be a hit. Obviously, get with a professional on the hits, because sometimes that can get the heart rate up a little high. So you want the right hit on that. But yeah, from the perspective of just staying active, just doing something. Because a lot of times, we're tired. But a lot of times, if you go on that treadmill 20, 30 minutes, you'll find that you have more energy. So sometimes you might be exhausted and you're sitting around, things of that nature. I think it's worse not to do something. I think you'll find yourself being more tired if you don't do something versus if you do. Like, your energy level will pick up. You start releasing those endorphins, which endorphins, that lowers your cortisol level, lowers your stress level. So you already know what endorphins is, but endorphins is that good feeling you feel when you're working out. Is actually, I think it's the same thing used in, different drugs, things of that nature. They help you feel good. So it makes you feel good by working out. So as long as you can get like 20 to 30 minutes in, I think you're going to have more energy and you're doing something.
Got it, man. I appreciate that, Andre. And man, as we're getting a little bit older, man, I'm going to welcome your thoughts on, kind of the mix of kind of working out, fitness, and also the diet, component of it, and kind of what you're consuming. Any thoughts on kind of the best approach to making sure that we're maintaining a healthy diet, right? How do we keep that going, beyond just the month of January? What are some tips and tricks that you've found successful over the years?
Yeah. So me myself, I'm pretty old school with the diet, quote unquote old school. I suggest like five to six small meals a day. I know some people can't do that, but 5 to 6 small meals a day. What I usually do, if you get a good breakfast in, breakfast can be oatmeal, some apple slices, eggs, things of that nature. A small snack may be almonds, a banana, or any antioxidants. You might go with blueberries, things of that nature. Lunch might be a grilled chicken salad, and then you might have a snack after that. It's probably berries, fruit, things of that nature, and then end it with dinner. Now I know everyone can't get those 5 meals in, and I always say the best nutrition plan is the one that works. So this is another option. So that's the first option: 5 small meals a day. My nurse clients, like you just said, they're working 12 hours. They said I can't get 5 to 6 small meals a day. So we've tried intermittent fasting, and it works very well. So intermittent fasting, like one of the basic intermittent fasting is just not eating breakfast until 12 p.m. Basically, getting your food within 8 hours. So you pick your 8 hours. So obviously, the most simple is 12 to 8, but I'm pretty sure there's some third shift nurses on this call, third shift nurses, and they're sleep around that time. But intermittent fasting, as long as you pick that 8 hour slot and get that food in, that's helped me a ton, and that's helped my nurse clients a lot. Just make sure you get the right thing. So that 8 hours, don't go to McDonald's and getting fries and the drink. We're not talking about that. We're talking about it can be like a grilled chicken salad. Get the healthy stuff. I think we try to complicate things too much sometimes. It goes back to the food groups, man. I mean, vegetables, fruits, meats, healthy grains. When I say healthy grains, that would be whole wheat. So, for instance, if you look on a package of bread, and if the first ingredient on that bread is enriched flour, that's not good bread. What you want to do, you want the whole grain. So, first ingredient should not be enriched flour. Look for the whole grain breads, things of that nature, and then fruits. I'm not a stickler on fruits. I know some people might count the sugar content in some fruits. I don't go that deep with that. As long as you stand away from ice cream, candy, I don't look toward the fruit. Look, somebody put a piece of watermelon on it. That's fine too. Yeah, that's fine too. But so yeah, so to recap, 5 to 6 small meals a day if you can do it. If you can't, 12 getting that food in within 8 hours. And the food we're talking about, veggies, fruits, veggies, healthy meats like grilled chicken, fish, things of that nature, healthy fruits, apples, bananas, things of that nature. So just get that within 8 hours. We try to simplify it.
Got it. And Andre, man, and thank you for that, right? Because the diet is a component. Certainly the fitness and activity level is going to be a component there. What's your advice for folks that feel like, man, I'm too out of shape. It's too much of an effort. I don't necessarily feel comfortable going into a gym. Because as you can imagine, nurses are 85 to 90% female. Kind of what recommendations do you have to your nurse clients that may feel like, hey, I need to just get in shape to even start getting in shape? What have you found successful, and what recommendations do you have?
So, yeah, I have a couple things on that. So, it's always best to get started. And getting started, like, you don't have to go out there and just start doing CrossFit, which I have no issue with CrossFit, or any other workout for that matter that's going to intimidate you. You can start with just walking. Because really, what we're talking about here is longevity. We're not talking about supermodel. I mean, it's good to have those goals. We're talking about longevity. We're talking about being around for your loved ones. So just aerobic cardio, going for a walk, walking on a treadmill. I keep bringing out us walking on a treadmill, doing something light. From an intimidation standpoint, you can always get a personal trainer. Me, I do one-on-ones. It's private. private sessions. But if you can't do that, you can start at home training. Um, like I said, I offer virtual training, but you can find little workouts on YouTube you can do at home. Doesn't require any equipment. You can just do it at home, no equipment. It doesn't have to be advanced as long as you're doing something. And the comparison thing, people get intimidated, and that's why one of my taglines that I put on our product is basically not comparing yourself to others, because we put a Bible verse on the back of the can that basically says, "Don't compare yourselves to others. Carry your own load." Because with social media, it's kind of ruining the mentality of the youth and anybody that's trying to do something, because they're looking at these figures online, which 9 times out of 10 is fake, it's filtered, or use steroids or any other thing like that, and that can deter us from losing our goals. So that's the number one advice that I can give anybody is don't compare yourself to anyone. I don't care who it is. I know it's hard to do. Sometimes you got to step away from the social media a little. Never compare yourself with anybody else, because that's just going to throw you off track. But I got off on a tangent right there. But basically, I feel passionate about that.
Yeah.
But, like I was saying, to go back to your question, do something. You can do something at home, like cardio. You can find some body resistant workout that you can do at home. You don't have to worry about being intimidated by somebody else at the gym. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. And then definitely, if they need any help with that, they can always reach out to me. I'll give free advice. This is what I'm passionate about. You just hit me up on a message. I'll send you a workout to do.
Y'all heard it here, boy. Y'all heard it here first. So, Dre, we're going to take you up on that. And, one of the things that we would like to do is, this, Wellness One is IG Live. We are recording this, and we want to push this out to our entire network. If there are nurses out there that would like to engage with you, would like to, get some thoughts and recommendations on that, we want to be a way to facilitate that, right? And, we want to support you, but we also want to support our nursing family, man, because it takes a whole village to support the nursing and really all of healthcare. So thank you for that. Got one more thing for you, Dre. So, the gyms are crazy in January. February, it starts to lighten up a little bit. What have you found? Are there any kind of tips or tricks out there to make sure that people make it to April? Right. So, they may make it through the first quarter, but, they start tailing off by April.
Mm-hmm.
Just, any kind of tips or tricks that you found successful?
Yeah. So one of the things that I always say is in like a lamb, out like a lion. So what that means is, and I usually say it while we're doing a HIIT workout, and all that means like we want to last.
Real quick, Dre, when you say a HIIT workout, that's a high impact?
Oh, you got me?
Oh, yeah. Dre, so when you say HIIT workout, can you explain what that means?
Okay, so yeah, HIIT is a high intensity interval training. So a HIIT is a way you can get a full workout in less than 10 minutes. So one example of a HIIT, I might give you 3 movements: air squats, regular squats, no weight needed, jumping jacks, maybe some jumping jacks, and then crunches. So a HIIT would be me giving you, this is just an example of a HIIT, 21, 15, 9. So you do 21 of all 3 movements, you do 15 reps of all 3 movements, and you do 9 reps of all 3 movements. And we time our fashion to do that. What that does, you're getting that strength training in, you're getting that sculpting in, and with it being timed, we're actually getting your heart rate up. So you're burning calories after the workout. So what happens is, after that 21, 15, 9 of those movements, you're going to be breathing a little hard. The heart rate is up, you're breathing a little hard. That's the muscles trying to get that oxygen back. So it's a scientific fact that you're burning calories like 2 hours after a HIIT. So it's a quick way. If you don't have time for 30 minutes on a treadmill, you can do a less than 10-minute HIIT and basically get about the same results. So that's what I mean when I say HIIT.
Got it.
And then what was I forget what was
yeah,
I?
So the question was, how do you sustain it? And then you said in like a lamb, out like a lion. That's the first time I kind of heard that one, man. Explore that some more.
So in like a lamb. Oh yeah. So going back to the HIIT analogy. So in like a lamb, out like a lion. Like if I bust out with those 21 squats and I'm just let's go, boom, I'm going. By the time I get to the 15 squats, I'm gonna be a little gassed. So what I tell my clients is to pace themselves. Basically, pace themselves. In like a lamb, out like a lion. So I'm pacing myself. So by the time I get to that 9, I can sprint through the finish line. So that analogy, as far as staying in the gym past February, getting all the way to April, is don't go out there and just, don't go like you just sprint. Like start easy, especially if you haven't been doing any workouts. You might start doing. Let me get like 30 minutes on the treadmill 3 times a week. Okay, that feels good. Let me do that a couple weeks. Okay, so now I'm getting into some weight training. You add stuff gradually. But if you just go out there in January and try to be, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Dana Bailey or somebody like that, you're gonna cash out by the end of January. You be like, this ain't for me. You're gonna be sore, which soreness is good. We can get into that as well. There's good soreness and there's bad soreness. But basically, pace yourself. Don't go out there. I use another analogy: is try to get 10% better each workout. You know, I'm not trying to achieve all my goals in one workout, right? I'm not gonna go look in the mirror after my one workout or go to the scale. Let's talk about that too. Go to the scale after that one workout and expect everything to be solved. No, it's gradual. But going back to the scale, that's another thing. A lot of people get discouraged when they start doing the workouts. That's another reason they leave before April. They might be doing these workouts every week. They're going to the scale every week and they're not seeing results. So they're like, okay, this is not working. For one, the scale is deceptive, especially for females. Very deceptive because there's a lot of stuff going on in their bodies that can fluctuate their weight. A lot. And that's male and female, really, really female. So I tell my clients, I tell them not to weigh themselves, if at all, like once every 2 weeks. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. Because you want to keep, and what happens is if you're looking at that scale and you're getting discouraged, your cortisol level increases. You stress out. And what happens when your cortisol level increases is your results plateau. So you're actually being detrimental to your results by thinking about it too much. So that's another thing that'll help keep them going past April is don't think about it too much. Don't look at the scale too much. It's a gradual process. It's a marathon. Just stick with it gradually, and then in the end, you'll be there in the end. So, but the mental is a huge part of it. The mental aspect.
Got it. Thank you for that, Dre. So you hit me with, all right, to not get discouraged, go in like a lamb, out like a lion, right? You know what I mean? Because you hit it too hard, you injure yourself, you wear yourself out. And I'm also hearing you say, hey, don't be on the scale every day. Don't be on the scale multiple times a day. Give yourself a little bit of time, and just understanding that even for female clients, female nurses, whatever, that may actually fluctuate a lot, right? And so your recommendation, maybe once every 2 weeks on that, because the more you worry about the weight, that cortisol builds up and actually has a negative impact on your fitness and well-being.
Exactly, and I give you one more. Instead of getting on a scale, and I know it's hard to stay away from it for some individuals, the better measurement of your success in fitness training is your waist size. So if I was going to do anything, I would measure my waist size and then maybe measure my waist size once a month, something like that. Because what that shows is fat percentage loss, and we're more interested in, I can't talk, more interested. We're more interested in fat percentage loss than we are in weight loss. Because if you're looking at weight, I'm overweight. Like I'm overweight for my size. I'm not overweight from a physical standpoint. That's muscle. But I'm overweight if I'm just looking at the number. The number doesn't tell the whole story. Fat percentage actually does tell the whole story. So I would either get my fat percentage checked by a professional or just measure your waist size. Take the measure your waist size, and then another measurement is just how you look in your clothes. Do a before picture and do an after picture, maybe month, 2 months, and you're gonna feel the results in the way your clothes fit. You're gonna put those jeans on and be like, You know what? I couldn't wear these jeans last year. These jeans big.
Dre, we're a little bit old, but I got to put the skinny jeans on now too, man. So I'm embracing the skinny jean movement.
Don't be putting those skinny jeans on.
Good stuff, man. Hey, Jack, I got a couple more topics, man. I want to get your thoughts on, and one is going to be massage, and then the second is going to be stretching flexibility. So I am not flexible at all. I have not done yoga as any part of my fitness routine in the past on it. What are your thoughts on the flexibility aspect? We'll hit, kind of, how do you incorporate massage later? But, what are your thoughts, recommendations on flexibility and or yoga?
So the flexibility part, I can talk about it, but I'm kind of a hypocrite.
Okay.
So I'm terrible at stretching, and that's probably why my back is tight right now. And I'm going to have to get that heat pad on here in a bit. Stretching is very important. The rules of stretching. So the rules of stretching before workout, you want more dynamic stretching. And dynamic is you're moving. I got my phone in my hand, but like more of a bouncing motion. You're just warming the muscles up. I do not suggest, and scientists do not suggest static stretching before workout because it's been found to actually weaken your muscle. And what static stretching is you holding a stretch for 20 seconds. We want the muscles warmed up and more elastic before you do that static stretching. So that's more after a workout. So as far as advice, I would do some dynamic stretches before, just kind of getting the muscles warm. We're just getting the muscles ready to work. And then after the workout, when the muscles are good and warm, that's when we're holding those stretches. And you talked about yoga. Yoga is great. You go through a whole yoga segment. There's still a lot of movement in yoga. It's not really holding the entire time. Like you're holding different poses. So yeah, yoga is great. You can do a whole workout of just yoga. So at that point, the whole static and dynamic doesn't really come into play because you're just doing a yoga session. And they're going to take you through that. You're going to do the Yamaste at the end. I love that thing. Just relaxing at the end of that thing. But yeah, to take it back, movement stretching initially just to get the muscles warm, static stretching after 20 to 30 seconds, holding the stretch every muscle that you work. Yeah.
Got it. And so, just playing that back for you then, Dre, the dynamic stretching, would you do that before you do cardio and say upper body and or lower body strength training, or is it not necessarily for all of them?
If I was preaching, I would say
preach, Dre, preach.
If I was preaching, I would say you do it before any activity. But again, I'm a hypocrite because I just go in and start warming up. Is kind of a dynamic stretching, but yeah, I would suggest dynamic stretching before any cardio because with cardio, man, if you get up on that treadmill, start jogging, you might feel a little twinge in that calf and in that Achilles if you haven't did that dynamic stretching to loosen that thing up. So yeah, before any activity, you're gonna make me stretch. I'm gonna start stretching after this.
I just got my back right, Dre. Man, I was down bad for a little while, but now I've been trying to incorporate a little bit more stretching in there myself, man.
You throwing at that bench still? You throwing at the bench?
I got one lift, man. I got one lift that I worked on, man. But Dre, holler at us now a little bit though, and thank you for that. Kind of the dynamic versus static. I haven't really thought about that and didn't know that. That's something I'm going to start doing like tomorrow. That's different, right? Is getting more dynamic before a workout, and then the static is something that we do afterwards. How is about kind of massage and particularly as we think about our network that would like to embrace massage as a part of their health routine. What's kind of a frequency? What have you seen be successful? Welcome your thoughts.
So again, hypocrite, but I need massage. My wife is always telling me to go get a massage. I just don't make time for it. Massages are very, very important, especially if you're with any physical activity. Really, I like the deep tissue. As far as the frequency, I'm not an expert on that. As far as when to get them, I do think you need to get them regularly though. and usually the massage, where the location, they'll tell you how frequent you need to come in. I'm a deep tissue guy because I need to get in there deep, but not only from a physical standpoint, but massage is just from a mental aspect, man. It's great for your mentals. It relaxes you. It's that self care day, right? You go get that massage, whatever it is, and then they're calming at the end. Because I've gotten the hot stone massage where they don't do too much deep tissue, but my muscles and my mind, my body was totally relaxed. So again, I think massaging is very important, not only from a physical aspect, but from a mental aspect. Self care, like we're grinding, we're working all the time, especially nurses. They're on the grind all the time, taking care of other people, and a lot of times they don't get a chance to take care of themselves. And then you can actually run into, I think it's called, I might be saying, but service fatigue. Service fatigue, I think, is when you're so busy caring for people. By the time you get home, you're like, oh, I'm not even trying to take care of whatever y'all got going on here because I'm tired. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of taking care of other people. So you need those self-care days to try to stay away from that service fatigue. And that's any industry, but especially nursing, man. They hats off, to all nurses. I know, like, looking back to COVID, they were on the front line, seeing everything, seeing way more than I would ever imagine seeing. So yeah, they're on the front line. But again, to go back, I got off on a tangent again. But to go back, you gotta take time to take care of yourself. You're out there taking care of the world basically, but you're not gonna be in it for the long haul if you don't have those self care days. So take care of yourself. Massages, do it. Go get your nails done. Get the pedicure, manicure.
All that. Hold the bag. All right. Hey, Dre, man, I got one more question for you, man, and then I'll turn it over to you, see if there's anything that you want to make sure we plug, and then we'll wrap it up. So, you mentioned your, recovery drink. So we kind of started out, how do you get ready for the workout? How do you work out? What are some things? How do you make sure you're getting your diet right? Holler at us about the recovery piece of it. So, a couple things. So, both recovery nutrition and maybe recovery from cold tub, that kind of piece of it too. What are your thoughts? What recommendations do you have?
Okay. From a nutrition aspect, I think this might be old school, but I'm old school. I try to get in that whey protein within 2 hours after a workout to help start that muscle recovery process. You can get amino acids. That's another muscle recovery ingredient. L-glutamine. It's great for muscle recovery. We actually put that in our drinks. And then what else? BCAAs, get that in. So yeah, from a recovery aspect, get that in within 2 hours after a workout. And then what was your other question?
What are your thoughts on cold tub? Do you do cold tub after workouts? Kind of welcome your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so cold tub. I wish I had a cold tub. I might get one later, but there's some great science behind that. And you probably remember, man, us having a long football practice, and they had those trash cans by the football field full of ice, and we go jump in those trash cans, and it speeds up the recovery. Now, I'm not totally familiar with the science behind that, but it works. It speeds up your muscle recovery process. Like I said, I don't have one. I want to get one. We might put that plug in. Is it? But yeah, that's fine. Then I like hot tubs. Hot tubs, like for my lower back, I probably get in the hot tub, something like that. That helps the muscle recovery as well. Now, I also like doing the hot cold. Like my daughter, she had some knee stuff going on, so I had her doing both. Like I would have her, put the ice on for 10 minutes and put the heat on for 10 minutes, alternate. So that's also a way you can do the recovery as well.
Got it. Love it, Dre. Love it, Dre. And hey, man, I'll turn it over to you, man. Make sure that you let everybody know how to get in touch with you. And again, what we're going to do, we're going to push this out. And certainly, we're down here in Texas, right? And for virtual options and all that, want to make sure that our network can get in touch with you and talk a little bit more.
That sounds great. So my website is going to be, everything is on my website. That's mysweatfitness.com, and that's MYSWETFITNESS.com. I've got all my information there. We do virtual training. I've got my recovery drinks on there, things of that nature. And you can always also contact me on IG. I have BBPro_Andre the trainer, or on my energy drink page is at Sweat Energy, SWETENERGY. Facebook, Andre McNeil. And I was serious when I said you can hit me up. I'm a fitness. I'm just passionate about fitness. If you DM me, ask me a fitness question, I'll answer your question. Like we'll have a whole conversation about it anytime. Just hit me up.
Man, looking forward to it, Andre. And that's a little plug for Nursify. So on February 1st, we're going to have a little nurses' night out. It's actually going to be karaoke down here in Houston, man. And so we're gonna plug it and make sure that because you get to February, some folks already fall off by February, Dre. So we're gonna put a little plug in there, man. Don't drop your fitness and health routine now. Right, and make sure that that folks are keeping up the good fight. And again, if you're in Houston, can meet us up February 1st, Thursday. We're gonna have a little nurses' night out karaoke session. And Dre, we're gonna be kind of connecting folks, make sure they can get in touch with you, man. Maybe get some virtual and in person, because we're across the country. All right, any last words that you have for us, Dre, before we wrap up?
Well, one more thing. So the virtual trainer, some people think they need a gym. You actually you don't need any weight. We can do fully body resistance workouts. As far as I like to get on my preaching.
Preach, Dre, preach.
All I'm gonna say is, like I said before, don't compare yourself to others. Just don't do it. It's just bad mentally, bad physically. You're gonna stalemate all your results, and it's just gonna be detrimental to all you're trying to get accomplished. I love what you're doing, man. Oh, somebody wrote. Oh, look at that. Pain is love. Somebody wrote that. That's right. I love what you're doing out there, man. Miss you, man. We got to hook up sometime. I'm gonna have to get down to Houston or something.
Absolutely, man. And Will Hunter was just here for the national championship, man. So, yeah, man. And so, yeah, man, we got to connect again, man. Hey, I love you, my brother. Y'all be good, okay?
Hey, love you, boy. We'll see you.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.